ARK Ranked. In this video we are going to be ranking top 5 best bareback ridden creatures you can tame in the whole game. The list is based on PvE quality, however the majority of these creatures are extremely good for PvP purposes also, so let's get straight into it. Starting off at number 5 we have the Bloodstalker. There is no land creature that will match its speed and maneuverability. It is probably faster than all the flyers in the game. Originally from Genesis Part 1, it was added to Genesis Part 2 also, so these are the only 2 maps you can find a Bloodstalker. Once perfecting your web slinging, you'll be moving around like Spider-Man in no time. There is no quicker way to navigate through the Genesis simulation. More abilities include being able to skim across water at quite a decent speed considering it is a spider, and the passive Spidey Vision, which will highlight threats and passive creatures just like the tech helmet. With the option to wield weapons while riding, you can just hang around and knock anything out with ease. They will also turn some of the hardest tasks into easy ones. For example, Magmasaur egg stealing from Genesis Part 1. Wyvern egg stealing is also a breeze. One of the most dangerous tasks in the game, Rock Drake egg stealing, is much easier. Your Bloodstalker will take radiation damage, however it is only minimal. If you have a Bloodstalker that has quite a decent amount of health, there is no danger at all. And you can just get in and out. See you later. They are probably one of the most annoying creatures to tame in the game, however another plus point, they can be bred, so once you have a nice mating pair you don't have to worry too much about going out and trying to tame a load up when one dies. And after a Genesis Part 2 update you can now pick up their eggs. Coming in at number 4 we have the Dinopithecus, exclusive to the Lost Island map. This new creature is amazing. They are extremely capable of navigating over any terrain minus water, with quite a high base weight, with the ability to climb up trees, scale mountains and rocks, even use zip lines. Makes them a good mount for quickly getting around the map. With a pretty high health pool, good damage, and the ability to equip helmet armor for them, makes the Dinopithecus a very tanky tame. The alpha of the pack has the ability to buff all members of the pack with a 10% chance to inflict bleed on their target. This is initiated after whistling an attack target while riding the pack leader. This buff does not work on bosses. With the ability to throw feces and grenades at their foes, makes for a fun experience. And of course, like the majority of mammals on the ARK, they can be bred. Adding all of this together and being able to breed these amazing creatures, you can have yourselves some strong and tanky boss killers, and a nice strong group of these guys will be able to take down the Gamma Dinopithecus King pretty easily. Coming in at number 3 is going to be the Griffin. Make no better feeling than soaring through the skies on this mythical creature. Although their sprint speed is relatively slow when compared to the next installment on this list, being able to dive through the air makes the Griffin one of the quickest flyers in the game, being able to even outrun an alpha wyvern. It has a few attacks at its disposal. While its bite attack does a measly amount of damage, it does have a dive, which if you attack while diving and swooping, you can do at least 8 to 10 times the damage of your base bite attack. There's also the ground pound attack, which will do about 3 or 4 times the amount of your base bite attack. The result of this is that you can take on a lot more dangerous threats than what you would be able to take on with almost any other flyer. But what really makes the Griffin great is they make taming extremely easy in the game, with the ability to wield weapons while riding, edge forward in the air to get a perfect shooting angle. You can just trank at your leisure with no possible threat at all. Adding to this, you can have a passenger riding along with you. You can also fire their weapon off the back seat. It is the only real creature that has the ability to be able to trank out a quetz mid-air with no difficulty involved. And another great thing about the Griffin that makes the game so much easier is you can steal wyvern eggs ridiculously easy. Being able to dive through the air makes for outrunning wyverns a walk in the park. The only major downside to the Griffin is that they cannot be bred, so whenever they die you have to go out and tame another one. Coming in at number 2 on the list is going to be the Wyvern. There is not many flyers that can rival its toughness, strength and speed in the air. It is also incredibly strong fighting from the ground. There are 8 tameable variants of wyverns: fire, lightning, poison and ice from the first few original maps. Tropical Crystal Wyvern, Blood Crystal Wyvern, and the Ember Crystal Wyvern, all exclusive to the Crystal Isles map. They are also 25% smaller, but are slightly faster than the original 4 Wyvern variants. Last one is the Void one, exclusive to Genesis Part 2. All come with their own unique colours and breath attacks. Of course, they do also have the ability to pick up larger creatures than what most flyers in the game can pick up, only topped by the Quetzal. It is also quite a handy gatherer and can gather a few unique resources like charcoal from burnt trees from the maps like Ragnarok, the Center or Crystal Isles, and cactus sap from the cactus trees in the scorched earth areas on a wide variety of maps. And I can safely say there's no better feeling than discovering that high level egg you've been searching for so long, throwing it down and hatching your little baby. And now we can breed and mutate these wyverns. They can be turned into even more deadlier killing machines. Making it to the top spot on the list is going to be the Shadowmane, exclusive to Genesis Part 2. This awesome creature is probably one of the most versatile and strongest in the game for their abilities alone. Once tamed, they are the only bareback ridden creature in the game that has a natural armor rating. They do also come equipped with a debuff and reflective armor. This debuff is applied to any attackers that land a hit on it for 7 seconds, stacking up to 5 times. It appears as a pink cloud shrouding the attacker and does about 10 damage a tick, and will decrease damage done to your Shadowmane. This armor debuff can even affect bosses. With an array of abilities ranging from being able to jump extremely high and far with its charge jump ability, while its bite and claw attack deals average damage, it does have a charge bar for consecutive strikes, and once this reaches a glowing purple colour, it means it's ready to do the finishing strike, which can deal 4 times the regular damage. If the target is killed with that blow, it will fully recharge instantly. The males and females have their unique pack buffs. The male has a roar that will boost all nearby allied survivors and creatures for 30 seconds. All boosted allies will recover 50 stamina and torpidity per second, and have their speed increased by 50%. Damage will also be doubled for 4 male poison. There is a 28-second cooldown for this roar, and sometimes they will get a second buff which can potentially increase the melee damage of the Shadowmanes. This roar can only be used while they are mate boosted. The females have the ability to cloak, which can be extremely useful for a lot of scenarios. Can be used to cloak itself while not being mate boosted, and while being mate boosted, holding the cloak activation key down will also cloak every ally within 20 meters, regardless of size, minus a small view. They are also ridiculously fast in water and receive the hydration buff, which is the same buff the Spino gets while touching water. And they also do not have an oxygen stat, so they are very capable being used underwater. And if that wasn't enough for you, there is also a stun attack, which does a small amount of damage but can briefly stun targets for 8 seconds. You could take a female Shadowmane through the Caverns of Lost Hope, which is one of the most difficult caves in the game, completely hidden. Just get to the artifact and just swim back out without even being noticed. You can wield your weapon while riding, and you can have a friend on the back in the passenger seat also doing the same, so it makes taming a lot of creatures very easy. With its high damage and high health pool, it makes for a perfect boss fighter in any arena. In summary, all of this contributes to the Shadowmane being one of the strongest creatures in the whole of the ARK world. Once again, another extremely annoying and difficult creature to tame in the wild. However, like most creatures, we can breed these also, and we can make babies. That is also going to be the end of the video. Hopefully you all enjoyed it, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Take care, goodbye.